Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, Dragon's Jewel Creative Gems, and I'm Tegan, and I'm just going to get all that wonderful YouTubey stuff out of the way first. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. It's just down below there. Of course, if you like the content that you see, don't forget to hit that like button as well. And any love, comments, suggestions, all that wonderful stuff, there's that comment section below as well for that. Today we are doing a whip and chat, and for those of you who may not know what whip is, that just means work in progress, and I chat. So that's what we're doing today. I'm working on Blossom Fairy here from Diamond Painting Fanatics. I've been working on this one for 2 different diamond painting events. We'll get into a bit of that, of course. But yeah, so pull out a crafty project that you want to work on, get some chores done, whatever it is you like to do while you listen to these. Yeah, make sure you have your beverage, a snack, whatever. It is currently like 3 p.m. on Thursday, so I've got some water going right now. I've had my 3 cups of coffee, not that I couldn't have more, but I don't want to get dehydrated either, so I figured while I'm doing this, I will go for some good old refreshing water. Anyways, it's been about 2 weeks since I did my last whip and chat, so that brings us all the way back to the middle of March here. I'm sorry, I just see a little dog hair on my canvas there. There we go. Brings us all the way back to the middle of March. So yeah, until now, which is almost the end of March, believe it or not. Time definitely goes way too quickly. So yeah, what have I been up to? What have you guys been up to? Feel free to share all that good stuff down in the comments. Let me know what you're working on, what you like to do during your whip and chats, all that fun stuff. Anyways, that, as I said, takes us back to the middle of March. So I actually had one of my best girlfriends reach out to me, and as you probably heard me mention, we had gone out to see her cousin play, and then that night she had broken her glasses. Well, she finally decided she was going to go out and purchase herself a new pair, and so she wanted to go over to the mall, which I live close to, and asked if I wanted to join her and keep her company while she did that, and then maybe stop for some lunch at the same time. So, of course, I said sure. So she came over, and when we walked over to the mall, because literally 10-15 minute walk over to the mall from my house, so we're super close to the main West Edmonton Mall area. So yeah, that's where we went. We went and she looked at her glasses first, got that all figured out, ordered. After much looking around and ordering, we kind of found one in her price range and a pair that she liked and was happy with. So she got all that set up, ordered all that wonderful stuff that you do when you go and get glasses, and then we decided we were going to go to the Canadian Hudson's pub that's there, and we had decided to enjoy some lunch beers and some burgers and some food, and kind of just chatted and hung out, and that was a nice little outing. And then of course walked back to my place, and she went home from there. Yeah, so it was just a nice little hangout sesh and nice little outing away from the house and all of that good stuff. yeah, so that was pretty much that week, and then, or that was still on the weekend, I guess, on the 16th there on the Saturday. And then the following week, not much really happened. I was very tired. I had low energy, and my mood was kind of low, and I was feeling blah, and I wasn't really motivated to do much of anything, or do much of anything, go anywhere, that sort of thing. So I pretty much just would wake up, get my son off to school, crawl back into bed kind of thing. So yeah, I was not in a great space. I was struggling a bit. I didn't get much of this diamond painting worked on for the events. I was actually losing motivation with the events that I'm in because of it. And I was trying to think, like, why am I in these events? It's not like there's very many international prizes being given away. I was just not in a great space. There was nothing really drawing me to stay going, working on my canvas, that kind of thing, because obviously even the social side of diamond painting events, I wasn't participating in that either. I wasn't really chatting with anyone, saying, oh, great job on your painting. I wasn't really doing much of that with these events either, so I was just not in a great headspace, I guess you could say. And I can't really explain why. Maybe it was the weather, maybe kind of my depression was kind of sinking, because I still have a bit of that going on, and I'm doing a med for it, and maybe a bit of that was taking over too. Like, there's lots of reasons. I hadn't really been getting a ton of great sleep, because my insomnia wasn't, my insomnia was doing what it does, that sort of thing. My son was waking up early for school, just little things like that. So a combination of, I was struggling is the best way to put it. Nothing was really motivating me, but it was nice because I'm part of a diamond painting group, and they had a rack program, which is a random act of kindness. And so I ended up getting some surprise Happy Meal. My name had been passed along for somebody to send a gift my way as part of that program, so I got some really awesome surprise mail. So that kind of lifted my mood a bit. That was nice. That was a... I can't show them to you because I already gobbled them all up that weekend. Right after they kind of came in, but I had gotten some gummy candies to kind of munch on for a snack. And then I got sent this adorable Bella Art de Nicole tray, which looks like a little book. But then you just pull it out, it's a little tray. Super cute, so I got that as my part of my rack gift. And then I got the Firefly, wrong direction, Firefly Infernal tray. So that's that little tray. So I also got that tray and my random act. And then this gorgeous sparkly pen also was received as part of that rack gift. So that was kind of very uplifting. It came at, couldn't have come at a better time, and it just kind of lifted my spirits. And then I was watching Shay, who's running the Mermaids Magic event. She did her wip&chat where she does kind of the prizes and kind of for the event and stuff, and she was talking about that social side of events and the community behind it and all of that, and it just kind of, it was what I needed to hear at the time as well, and kind of keep my motivation going to continue in this last little bit of these events. So yeah, that was a good thing as well. So I'm basically going to finish up these 2 events, I think, and then take a little bit of a break from events and just kind of work on what I want to at my own pace and all that good stuff. And I think that's probably what I need right now as well. So yeah, once I finish up this canvas for those 2 events, that's kind of my goal there. Other than that, this last week, the 25th and onward, my little guy has been on his spring break from school. So my husband's been working and I've been home with him, trying to keep him busy, occupied. He's at the stage where he gets into tons of trouble when he gets bored or antsy or anything. So he looks for trouble because that's his only real way of being able to kind of seek and ask for our attention and get our attention sometimes. So I don't really get much downtime. I don't get to diamond paint, I don't get to watch any of my shows, I don't really get to do much other than pay attention to him and keep him out of trouble. So yeah, it's been fun. Monday I got a little bit of downtime just because my parents came and picked him up after they went to the gym. Took him over to the mall. They had some shopping that they wanted to get done in some stores there, so they kind of brought him along just to get him out of the house and burn some of his energy walking around the mall. So that was nice. That gave me a chance to, I know it doesn't sound like much, but it gave me a chance to shower and just kind of be in a quiet house for about an hour, hour and a half before they brought him back. So that was kind of a nice little bit. And then that afternoon we had food play with his OT in specialized services. So she came over and observed, kind of showed me what she observed, what the school does with his not his feed time, but his snack time at school with the little snacky things that I send with him to try. And then also she got to observe our discovery of how much he enjoys actually tasting strawberries. He actually kind of nibbles on them a bit and breaks the skin of them, and so we were able to kind of show her a bit of that. So that was pretty exciting stuff. And then of course we're discuss kind of the next strategies, where his progress is at. Based off where his progress is at, we can kind of discuss some strategies going forward for the goals we've set for him in that area. So that was that appointment. She was quite happy with his progress with eating. Even though it's been slow, it's been going in the right direction, which is all we can ask for. Toileting, that's still a whole other frustrating thing between just the consistency of his toileting, what he goes in the toilet, and him telling us it's not that he isn't aware, it's not that he doesn't know the process even, because he knows all of that, he knows the process, he's aware of when he's kind of soiled himself and he doesn't like it, and he'll ask us for diaper changes. But just directly asking us to use the toilet, encouraging him to use the toilet, that sort of thing has been a bit of a battle. And when he does use it, he knows the process, and he goes through the process, and he has no issues with the process, but he still holds it and doesn't go. So yeah, it's work. We'll see how that goes. We need to do little mini crazy training sessions where we're pretty much living on the toilet for 2-hour stints at a time. So we're going to try that over the weekend here, see how that goes. There's that. But then Tuesday I had a hair appointment, so I just brought him over to my parents' place. My hair appointments, I usually go with my mom anyways, and then we go and pick up my aunt and go. So I just drove all of us over to my parents' place. My stepdad watched the little guy while me, mom, and my aunt went to our hair appointment. So he had some papa time. Hung out with his papa at my parents' place, and they pretty much did a feed, watched some Handyman Hal, did some playing. My stepdad has a Jeep, which the little man just loves the Jeep. I'm pretty sure he associates every single Jeep in the city with his papa's Jeep. So yeah, Papa gets around the city, according to our little guy. But yeah, so he got to go for a nice little Jeep ride, which he absolutely loves doing. I know, the simplest of activities amuses this kid. So yeah, he got to do that. So he had fun while I was at my hair appointment. When, of course, I got back from my hair appointment, he was not ready to leave. He was having so much fun. He wanted to stay, and of course he didn't get to spend any time with Nanny because Nanny came to the hair appointment with me. So he wanted to stay. We stayed. I ended up having some lunch over at my parents'. We did another one of his feeds over there. Let him kind of play around, and my mom does puzzles. She almost always has one out on her dining room table. So we ended up working on that together for a bit, letting the little guy kind of run around. Chit-chatted, hung out, had some lunch. So it was a nice little visit after the hair appointment over there. And it gave him a little bit of a change of scenery from being in the house as well, which is always nice. And then yesterday, which was Wednesday for us, my aunt, who usually does the Sunday thing, she had to miss Sunday because she went to a ballet with a friend for his birthday gift for her friend. And then, of course, this Sunday is Easter, our family Easter dinner, so she decided to come Wednesday, so it was kind of an in-between, and she wasn't missing like a crazy amount of time in between her little visits that she likes to do with him, which is pretty much just hanging out and playing and doing little crafty activities or whatever those two decide they want to do. So she came over Wednesday for about 3 hours and did that. I kind of just entertained him, and then I got a little break from him and got a little bit of gaming time in, which was nice. Yeah, so his spring break has actually gone by fairly quickly, and hasn't been too bad. He has been a little bit of a terror in the sense of pushing buttons and testing his boundaries with me personally, getting into trouble when I'm not paying attention to him, that sort of thing, like going to the bathroom, which really only takes maybe a minute, if that, by the time you do that, and he's already gone into the kitchen, got a hold of a sugar bag and flour bag, dumped out the entire sugar bag in the sink, and more than half of the flour bag into the sink as well. So yeah, when I came out of the bathroom, I had to deal with that. So that's just kind of the things I deal with him. If he's not trying to go after the water and ice cubes on the fridge front door, on the door of the front, or the front door of the fridge, bleh. Words, I know them. So yeah, thankfully though that has a lock, it's just a matter of remembering to turn the lock on so that he can't do that, because I've gone to the bathroom before and come out to an entire puddle in the kitchen because he's put a measuring cup under the water thing and it's overflowed all over onto the floor. So yeah, fun times with this kid, I tell ya. Stressful, definitely. Yeah. So anyways, spring break, well, I've had some of that, definitely dealt with some of that. I've also had some nice breaks to kind of keep my sanity somewhat happening. And then my hubby had today off and doesn't work Fridays, and also is not going to be working the Monday, so now he's home for the rest of the spring break here, and we can kind of, you know, switch off and take breaks as needed. And yeah, that's a good thing. We like that. And then of course Tuesday, little man goes back to school, husband will go back to work, then we're back to our normal thing till the next day off or holiday or whatever it is happens. But yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, so as hubby's work week ended just yesterday, he came home. I was completely exhausted still. Our little man decided the one day he was going to get us up at 6 in the morning. That was on Tuesday. And then because we had such a busy day and all of that, doing things and visiting and being out of the house, we were both, actually both of us were falling asleep on the couch. He's sitting on the couch getting his feed and nodding off, and I'm stretched out trying to stay awake, and I nodded off. And next thing I know, my hubby's coming over, waking us both up. We're falling asleep at 7 o'clock at night on the couch. Yeah, so I was pretty exhausted. Needless to say, that night, when the little man went to bed, I went to bed, my head hit the pillow, and I was out at 8 o'clock at night. And then, thankfully, the little man slept in on Wednesday, so even with that, though, because of having minimal sleep kind of the night before and busy day, I was still pretty tired. So when hubby's workday ended on the Wednesday, we just decided to go out and have dinner out somewhere, so that he didn't have to cook, I didn't have to cook, and it still gave the little guy a little bit of a change of scenery, which of course he enjoys, because he's not much for sticking around the house and doing nothing. Yeah, so we did that, and then we actually ate out at the Olive Garden, which we hadn't eaten at in a while. So that was nice. We did that. Our waiter actually was a very sweet guy, and it was kind of cool. I learned something new from our waiter, which was really cool. His background is Hindi, and so he said in the Hindu religion, children under 12 are seen and treated as gods. So he was absolutely thrilled that we were in his section with our little guy. He really just kind of loved him. And yeah, it was really cool, because also my son's not really fully verbal, and what we come across when we go to restaurants is a lot of times people assume right away that we're ordering food for him, but because he's G-tube fed, really all we do at restaurants for him is give him a little bit of stuff off our plates, or we'll order something that he can pretty much, something we know that he's tried before that he'll taste, but that's only if we can kind of get a smaller portion of it. So of course once we said that to him, he actually signed thank you. which was really, really, really cool. We didn't see a lot of that, so he must have some sort of background with nonverbal customers, right? Because really, anyone at any age could need ALS and signing for communication needs. Yeah, so that was kind of neat. But yeah, I found that out from him. So it was a nice little dinner out, and then we just kind of came home and relaxed. There wasn't really much that went on last night. We were both, I was still tired, the hubby was tired, so we both went to bed early. I stayed up a bit, playing around on my phone, playing a game. Nothing crazy though. That was been pretty much our 2 weeks. This weekend is Easter weekend for us, so tomorrow's Good Friday, Monday is Easter Monday. My family is doing their Easter kind of dinner celebration kind of stuff here on the Sunday. And that's mostly something, I don't know, it's something we've always done in my family, just so whoever's kind of doing it, they still kind of have a day afterwards to rest if they need to work. Not that any of us are necessarily working per se right now, but it's just kind of become family tradition on that's kind of the day we had. And the reasoning originally was because everybody who's working and not retired, if they were hosting the dinner, it'd still give them that extra day to, clean up, relax from having everybody over, that sort of thing. So yeah, ours is on the Sunday. It's going to be over at my aunt's. She obviously doesn't live far from us. It's about a 10-minute drive, maybe even less than that. Yeah, so we'll bring the little guy with us. Perhaps we'll bring the pupper with us. She's definitely more than welcome. She might enjoy the change of scenery too. So yeah, we'll do that. We're going to do a ham dinner. My stepdad's birthday is on the 1st of April, and he was more than happy to kind of also mix his birthday get-together in, so that we're all only needing to kind of get together the once and not kind of like 2 days back to back kind of idea either. So we're gonna end up doing some birthday cake as well for our Easter dinner. And then of course we'll open up some presents, all that, and we'll hang out, chat, and just kind of spend some time together. So it should be nice. Should be fun. Looking forward to that. Yeah, so that's really about it for kind of what's been up and happening. I don't think I've missed anything. I haven't really been watching much in the way of TV or movies, just because things have been kind of busy, so I can't really say I've been binge watching. Hopefully I'll get back to binge watching some more once the little man gets back to school. I'm kind of missing watching shows and stuff, but I've also been enjoying lately playing computer games, kind of in the evenings and on the weekends when I don't go to bed early. Instead of diamond painting, I've been enjoying just playing some of my computer PC games again. So I've kind of been juggling that a bit too. I definitely did more of that on the days where I was having those kind of low energy, low moods. I was doing a bit more PC gaming. Just kind of some of my relaxed chill games that I play. Not my heavy combat ones or high strategy ones. But just some of my more relaxed, chilled ones I would play. So I guess I did do a bit of that. Yeah, so I guess that leaves us with channel stuff, which I don't think there's really much happening with that either. I've got about 2 kits from Diamond Art Club that I need to add to my film and add to my filmed stash, which is a folder on my computer of my filmed videos that I've got to edit and upload onto the channel. All that good stuff. So I've got 2 more kits that I gotta do that for, and so there's a ton of those sitting that I need to, so yeah, lots of DACs, lots of DAC unboxings. I also have word that Witch Casket now has been sent out. There was a delay again this month because one of the products that they had wasn't up to their standards, and so they basically sent it back to be redone properly and fixed and corrected, and so that delayed obviously getting the casket sent out. So that just shipped not that long ago, so that should hopefully be in maybe the end of the week if I'm lucky, definitely next week for sure. So we'll get that, of course, filmed and out for those of you that like some of the more witchy stuff that I've brought onto the channel as of late. And I have a 7 grade PR package coming. That is a cross stitching company, budget friendly of course. So yeah, I've got a PR package coming from them, so I'll have some cross stitch stuff to share with you, and apparently a very tongue twisted English to speak. I have no idea. I'm still a little overtired or tired, or I don't even know anymore. I couldn't even play tic-tac-toe properly at the restaurant on the kids menu, so you know, I've been in real fine form. Yeah, I'll get back to somewhat normal, maybe. Yeah, so aside from those 2, I've got those 2 things coming. A little bit of filming to do, with me just kind of, I guess, not really feeling the motivation in diamond painting events, and with having worked on a bunch of larger diamond paintings as of late, I'll probably, as I mentioned, this will probably be my last event for a little bit, take a break from events, especially next month. And probably work on some smaller diamond paintings and off-canvas projects maybe, and some of my crafty projects, so you'll probably start to see a little bit of a shift there once I get some of that filmed and happening. That's of course after I finish this canvas, which still has this section, another section, and then two more rows. Getting there. Getting there. Also, Ghostly Echoes series is still happening. I alternate those with the whip and chats right now. But as I'm recording the last kind of little chunks of the Alberta side of the ghost stories, I'm looking at where to take kind of that series next. And I'm starting to gather some stories for British Columbia and Saskatchewan. So what I'm thinking is I'll jump over to the west coast, which would be BC, and continue the Ghostly series Echo once I'm done the Alberta stories with some BC ones, and then I'll jump over to Saskatchewan because of course we already did Alberta, and then I'll just kind of work my way towards the east coast of Canada with the series is what I'm thinking. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of working on the next 2 provinces and getting some stuff kind of compiled for that and ready to go so that I can just kind of smoothly transition from Alberta into the next part of it. And I will probably change up the thumbnail a little bit just so that you can kind of tell each province apart just a little bit. I'll still kind of keep that obviously some sort of like ghostly figure and the same kind of titling and wording. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts around the Ghostly Echoes thing. And I think that's about it right now for the channel. Yeah, and just kind of getting, maybe I'll start looking at getting around to some of those tutorials that I've been wanting to do, and kind of some of that as I take, kind of slow down a bit on the diamond painting side. I'm doing smaller projects and just kind of working on getting some of those other things done that a lot of times when I'm working on these bigger canvases and when I'm in events, I don't really get much of the opportunity and chance to do that. So that's kind of my thoughts. Yeah, so I think that is about it. So definitely, if there are any ideas, suggestions that you want me to kind of take into consideration also while I'm doing this downtime, definitely let me know that down in the comment section below. I'd be happy to read those and take them into consideration and kind of make some notes and all that good stuff. Yeah, I think that is about it. This whip and chat is looking like it'll be a little bit on the shorter side. And that's okay. That happens. As much as I would love to always have them in around that hour length, sometimes I just don't have enough to say. Or enough to talk about, that sort of thing. And that's okay too. It happens. You can't force yourself. And of course I don't want to ramble on about a bunch of nonsense and randomness and stuff either. So I think that is about it for this whip and chat. I don't think there's anything else for the channel. I hope I'm not missing anything else for the channel. That's entirely possible too with the way my brain has been. I probably am missing something and not realizing it. Story of my life. Yeah, so I will leave it at that. And of course I will see everybody in the next video with something new. Have a great day. Bye.